international broadcast of our great, good, and terrible black God, Yahweh, and his son, Yahweh ben Yahweh. We're broadcasting live from International Headquarters, 2766 Northwest 62nd Street in Miami, Florida, zip code 33147. We, the so-called black people of America, are the chosen people of Almighty God Yahweh. We are the people of the Old Testament Bible. Prophecy in the Old and New Testament tells us to look for the coming of Yahweh ben Yahweh, who would come in his Father's name, Yahweh. St. John 5:43. The so-called black people of America are the most blessed people on earth. For unto us a child is born, unto us the Son, Yahweh, is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Isaiah 9:6.
I'd just like to testify to you this morning that Yahweh is God. And besides Yahweh, there is no God. I'd just like to testify to you today that the great, good, and terrible black God, Yahweh, the only true and living God, Yahweh, had sent his son, Yahweh ben Yahweh, to you and me, the so-called black man of America. I just like to testify to you that Yahweh has sent our Savior, who is here to redeem us today. I just like to testify to you that our Savior is not only coming, but he's here. I like to testify to you that our Savior is here to deliver us and to bring us into our own land. And he ain't just coming no more, but he's here right now, dwelling among you and I today. And in a few minutes, the very one that I'm talking about, the very one that has you and me dressed in white this morning, the very one who has shook up this city, is here, dwelling with you and me right now, who has caused a controversy in Miami. It's Yahweh ben Yahweh, who has caused a controversy in 100 major cities across America. It's Yahweh ben Yahweh, who got the United States government upset. It's Yahweh ben Yahweh, who put all Uncle Toms out of business. It's Yahweh ben Yahweh, who set all black leaders down. It's Yahweh ben Yahweh, who has put the preachers out of business. It's Yahweh, our Messiah, who is here to deliver you and me from the hands of the white man. It's Yahweh, our Messiah, who is here to deliver us from the brutality of the white man, who has treated us evil and afflicted us evil for the past 400 years. It's Yahweh, our Messiah, who has come here as a champion for you and me.
And now to a service live and in progress with Yahweh ben Yahweh.
Blessed be the King.
How do we love our brothers and sisters? What is our motto?
Our motto is one God, one mind, one love, and one action.
What is our motto?
Our motto is one God, one mind, one love, and one action.
We're all for one.
And one for all.
We want for our brothers and sisters.
What we want for ourselves.
What about soup?
If I have a bowl of soup, you better have half my bowl of soup.
And anything else?
And anything else.
What is the duty of a Hebrew man?
To lead in righteousness.
What is the duty of a Hebrew woman?
To follow in righteousness.
And if either turns from the law,
From such turn away.
praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
Who is God of gods?
Yahweh.
Who is the King of kings?
Yahweh.
Who is the Lord of lords?
Yahweh.
Who is our president?
Yahweh.
Who is our governor?
Yahweh.
Who is our mayor?
Yahweh.
Who is our leader?
Yahweh.
And who do we follow?
Yahweh.
So let everything that has breath What color are all his prophets?
Black unto the ground.
What color is Israel?
Black unto the ground.
How many tribes of Israel?
12.
What's the name of the fourth tribe?
Judah.
What did Yahweh choose Judah to do?
To be the ruler.
How long?
Forever.
How long is forever?
Eternity.
What did Yahweh choose Judah to do?
To be the ruler.
Who is Judah?
We are.
What did Yahweh choose you to do?
To be the ruler.
How long?
Forever.
What did Yahweh choose you to do?
To be the ruler.
How long?
Forever.
How long is forever?
Eternity.
Yahweh chose who?
He chose me.
Yahweh chose who?
He chose me.
Yahweh chose who?
He chose me.
If you don't know that,
You can't say that.
Psalms 100.
Psalms 100. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord Yahweh, all ye lands. Serve the Lord Yahweh with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord Yahweh, he is God. It is he that has made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord Yahweh is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures to all generations. Praise Yahweh!
Feast of Tabernacles, Preparing for Rulership, Part 1.
all right, let's go to Deuteronomy 16. Try not to hold you too long tonight. I know you have someplace to go. How many of you come to be with me 8 days a night? Praise Yahweh. How many of you came here to see me? Praise Yahweh. Then you don't mind if I entertain you for a little while in Yahweh's Word. Okay. Well, let's read up a little bit on Deuteronomy 16. Let's start at verse 1. Read. Now that's the only month that Yahweh named. The rest after that are numbered. He named the first month, Abib. The other months are 2nd through 12, each with 30 days. Each of Yahweh's months have 30 days. All 12. At the end of 12, you add 5 days, and at the end of 5 days is Abib 1, forever. And then you will notice that when you follow the Gentile and the Jewish calendar, you will see that the Sabbath will fall on the advanced day of the week. Each year, it will change days. This year, since Yahweh used the sun as the timepiece, the correct time with Yahweh is solar time. He made the sun to rule the day, and he told us that the day is from evening to evening, from sundown through sundown is a day. So the moon does not rule the night. The sun rules the day, and the day includes the darkness and the light. White people, being the devil and opposer of Yahweh, set up a lunar calendar, and that's what you're familiar with. Praise Yahweh. They changed the times and the laws, and I don't want to get off into that tonight, but I'm just giving you a very brief synoptic understanding. So while false Jews worship Saturday, we worship the seventh day. Yahweh blessed the seventh day, not Saturday. Nowhere in your Bible does it teach us to worship Saturday. But Yahweh said in Genesis, worship the seventh day. It's holy. Genesis 2:2. Let's just take a peek. I'm not going to prove solar calendar tonight. One day I'll do that when I'm feeling real good. The reason I'm not doing it now is because this keeps all false teachers and everybody shut up. They cannot teach it because they don't know it. So, as usual, they have to wait on me to teach it before they can run around pretending they know. I tell you about it and you can't get it either. Get on your knees and pray all you want to. Fast all you want to. You're not the servant that Yahweh chose to reveal it to. But you can try. Genesis 2:2. Read. Read on. Praise Yahweh. Now that is a super complex, compounded verse. But just understand that Yahweh blessed the seventh day. Now you ought to know you're not keeping the seventh day with the white man's calendar when he has leap year. He gains a day, and in the 7 years he's gained 7 days. So how can you be keeping the seventh day when to get back in tune with the solar calendar, he has changed a day every 4 years. So in 28 years, he has changed the whole week. Whole week. But every four years is leap year. 7 times 4 is 28. So it takes the devil 28 years to get back in tune with Yahweh. Then he starts it all over again. So there's no way in the world that you're worshiping the seventh day, blessing the seventh day, following the devil, when it takes him 28 years to get back on track. Then he leads you astray for 28 more years. So this year's Sabbath is on Sunday. Next year's Sabbath will be on Monday. That's 85. 86, it'll be Tuesday. 87, it'll be Wednesday. 88, Thursday. 89, Friday. 90, back to Saturday. But every single day gets equal treatment with Yahweh. So when you keep solar time, then Yahweh has set it in motion how he wants it to be. So that's a little wisdom on the first month, Abib. And the entire Bible is counted according to Yahweh's time. And if you do not count according to the way Yahweh set time in motion, you're out of time. You're out of step with time. And that'll keep you under a curse instead of a blessing. For Yahweh said, keeping the Sabbath is a sign between us. Exodus what? Exodus 31. 13. You have to keep the right day to be blessed. Read.
Speak thou also unto the children of Israel.
Speak to the world. Speak to all the races and the nations. See, this is all about us. If you don't know that you're the children of Israel, you don't know this is talking to you. So the first trick of the devil is to make you think Israel is white people. So by now, how many of you have never read Revelations 3:9? Let me see your hands. You've never read Revelations chapter 3, verse 9. Somebody in the back? Turn to it for her sake. Is there anybody? Well, write down Revelations 3:9, and in there it tells you that the Jew is false and he's a liar. Those who say they're Jews are not, but do lie. So I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Then he says in Revelation 2:9, he said, I'm going to make them to come and worship before your black feet. So they're liars. So what do you look like following Judaism? Judaism is a white man's invented lie, full of rituals. And the white man has Christmas, so the false Jew came up with Hanukkah. No Hanukkah in the Bible. Nowhere, ever. Invented lies. Exodus 31:13. Read.
Speak thou also to the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbath ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am the Lord Yahweh, that doth sanctify you.
Read.
Ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defiles it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his feet. 6 days may work be done, but the Sabbath is the Sabbath of rest, only to the Lord Yahweh. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Therefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generation, for the present covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever.
How long? How long? How long? Well, forever has not ended. So this law is in effect now. And if you don't turn from your evil, wicked ways of breaking Yahweh's laws and not keeping his Sabbath, you're going to be cut off from among us. And cut off means your head will be cut off, or you'll be thrust through. The devil's going to kill you. Now, I've done my job when I warn you. It's up to you now. Deuteronomy 16. Verse 2. Read.
Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Lord thy Yahweh, of the flock and the herd, in the place which the Lord Yahweh shall choose to place his name there.
You cannot pretend you are in the law and you're keeping the law at home when Yahweh says you must come where he chooses to put his name. So just stop fooling yourself. And don't let nobody fool you that you okay with Yahweh at home. That's not what I read. And I'm the only one that can interpret it for you. But then this doesn't need interpretation. You must come to the place which Yahweh shall choose to place his name. So if I change locations, you have to change locations. I'm going to change locations. You're going to have to be able to change with me. And you that are in love with Yahweh, you will have no problem changing with me. Praise Yahweh. For wherever I go, you'll go. Wherever I am, that's where you'll be. So Yahweh has chosen to put his name here, so you have to come where I choose to put my name. You just have to. It's not optional. It has nothing to do with how you feel about it. And if the people you know are keeping the law, they have to be here tonight. If they're not here, they're a lying hypocrite. disbeliever, unbeliever. And guess where the word say they're going? And if you love them more than me, you're going with them. Read verse 3 and on. We have been taught to forget that this is our history, our culture, and our law required by our Father Yahweh, who said, I will bless you if you keep my law. Now we are keeping, those few of us who have returned to Yahweh, keeping his laws. Just look at the blessings we have. Proof, it's proof positive. Read.
There shall be no less bread all thy coats 7 days. Neither shall there anything of flesh which thou sacrificest the first day at evening. Remain all night until the morning.
All right, now you can see that this brings you into the knowledge of Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread, which takes place for us in the month of Abib. Now this is the 7th month, but we have another feast going on here. So let's go down to verse 9. Let's see, verse 9. Read.
7 weeks shall thou number unto thee. The end of the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest with the sickle to the horn. And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Lord thy God, with the tribute of a freewill offering of thine hand, which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God, according as the Lord thy God has blessed thee.
Praise Yahweh. So Yahweh says you must have an offering in your hand to give. And this is also done at Feast of Weeks. At Passover, you have an offering and a gift. At Feast of Weeks, the same. And Feast of Tabernacles, the same. Although we have 7 festivals, 3 of them require a gift and offering. Praise Yahweh. Verse 12. Read.
And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt. Thou shalt observe and do these statutes.
Remember that not only were we a bondman in Egypt, but we are now bondmen in America under white people. I don't know how you could possibly forget we're bondmen in America, but my people are good at psyching themselves out. Our people have fallen into a false love, phony love, and false friendship with our enemies, the white man. And want to forget. I don't want to remember what happened. Let's live from today. Remembering is painful. Let's just look for tomorrow. Forget the past. We all have to live together. No, you don't. Yahweh said, and thou shalt remember that you are a bondman. Don't ever forget. Don't you notice the old false Jew never forgets Holocaust? He makes everybody in the world feel guilty about 6 million Jews, which may or may not have died. But why don't we have something going every year about 100 million of us, 96 million of us died at their hands? White folk killed 96 million of us during the slave trade. Well, false leaders, your false black leaders don't remember, and when they're taught, they don't want to remember. So I'm teaching you across America to do what Yahweh says, and that's remember. Remember that we were bondmen in Egypt, and remember we are bondmen in America. And the same thing that happened in Egypt must take place in America. All that took place in Egypt must take place in America. Egypt was a sign of America. All of that was only a sign. The plagues are already on America. Floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, fires. And people over there in Beirut, our half-brothers over there, they blew some devils up in their embassy. From America, they blew them up again yesterday. One, he got in a truck, loaded the truck with dynamite, drove it to the embassy, blew himself up, and got 28 devils and destroyed the building. I told you that, and they said jihad got him. I told you that jihad was him. Do you all remember? Some of me heard me tell you about jihad. It's on. They want that devil so bad, they're willing to commit suicide just to get some. We have to run to our people as fast as we can to try to save them from what's coming on. And it's coming quickly. Not as long as you think it is. Verse 10. 13. Verse 13. Read. Keep on reading.
Thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, that are within thy gates. 7 days shall thou keep the solemn feast unto the Lord thy God Yahweh, in the place which the Lord Yahweh shall choose, because the Lord thy God Yahweh shall bless thee in all thy increase, and in all the works of thy hands.
Is he? Yes, is he doing this? Yes, then we're serving the true and the living God. We're doing what the Bible says do, and as a result, Yahweh is doing what he said he would do. That proves that the sign between us and Yahweh is real. Read on.
Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God Yahweh, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles. And they shall not appear before the Lord Yahweh.
Don't come empty. If you work full time for Yahweh, then you didn't come empty, because you've been working hard all along, bringing your all into the storehouse, so you didn't come empty. That's why I made a way for you to get here. If you didn't work for Yahweh, you have to make your own way here. Praise Yahweh. So those of you that work for Yahweh, he made your way here. Praise Yahweh. Isn't Yahweh awesome? Verse 17.
Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God Yahweh, which he hath given thee.
Please turn to side 2 for part 2 of Preparing for Rulership, Feast of Tabernacles.
Where can we find the scripture on the booths? We're supposed to be in a booth. Leviticus 23. Leviticus 23, 43. Okay, let's read verse 42 and 43. Start at verse 38. Let's start at verse 38. Read.
Beside the standards of the Lord Yahweh, and beside your gifts, and beside all the wild, and beside all the peculiar offerings, which you give to the Lord Yahweh. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered the fruit of the land, ye shall keep the feast unto the Lord Yahweh 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And ye shall take you on the first day the wild of wicked trees, branches of palm trees, and the wild of fig trees, and the rose of the wood. And ye shall rejoice before the Lord Yahweh 7 days. And ye shall keep the feast unto the Lord Yahweh 7 days in the year. And ye shall be established forever in your generation. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in you 7 days. All that is life shall dwell in you.
Praise Yahweh. Why? Read.
And that your generation may know that I made sure of Israel dwell in you. And I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord thy God.
Praise Yahweh. See, so don't come to Feast of Tabernacles complaining that you are in a building or a bus. Go get on the ground, get you some trees, limbs to put over your head, you know, and say, now I'm in a booth. Go right ahead. Now do you understand this is the word? This is the law. How many appreciate the law? Praise Yahweh. Feast of Tabernacles. Feast of Tabernacles. It's called preparing for rulership. Preparing for rulership. That's what the Feast of Tabernacles is all about. It's the ingathering. It's the very last thing that's going to happen among our people here in America. You that are here tonight are the first fruits. First fruits of the harvest. Praise Yahweh. And the first 3 festivals symbolize you being resurrected as the first fruits. Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, and Feast of Weeks all take place in the spring and early summer. Feast of Weeks celebrate the first harvest. Feast of Tabernacles celebrate the end harvest. All of this is a symbol of my work among you in the hells of North America. Therefore, Feast of Trumpets, Day of Atonement, Feast of Tabernacles, and the 8th holy day following the Feast of Tabernacles are the 4 feasts which represents the last gathering. My triumphant return, the work that I would do in blowing the trumpet, hiding the leaven, trumpet of warning, then teaching you how to become at one with Yahweh so that you can assist me in the tabernacles, the ingathering of all my people across the country. So you have to be taught how to do this. Then you, the first fruits, you who are here now, I'm training you how to assist me so that when we return home, you will be able to rule the many. So this is serious business. And it is causing white people in the media to want to know, how are you doing what you're doing? Nobody has ever been able to get black folk in America to come together and work together in unity and get nothing done. We'll come together and party, come together at a football game, sport activities. We'll come together to do something wicked and foolish. But if you want to have an empty building, tell my people that let's have a meeting next week on something constructive for all of our people. Let's build a nation superior to all nations on earth. You won't have no comers. The few that come out of curiosity and to see if they can tear it up. They'll join it just to tear it up. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Praise Yahweh. But Yahweh is drawing us together, and he's doing the impossible with us as he draws us together. Anytime he can take my sisters out of those miniskirts and those high heel spike shoes and cause her to cover up her permanent and get rid of her blonde hair and take off all her lipstick and rouge and powder and give up her birth control pill and reverse her tube tie, untie it, and then have some Yahweh babies. I know I'm producing a miracle. It's got to be Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. And anytime that I can take some brothers from across the country and take him out of his three-piece suit and his hangman's tie, his hangman's noose, stop him from standing on the corner holding something in front of him. I have never wondered what that is, but he'd be around there on the corner holding it. Especially when women go by, he really gets busy holding something down there. And you can stop him from holding it on the corner. And get him to cover up his jerry curl, his $100 jerry curl, and then put a dress on him. Well, that's what the boys in this, that's what the people in the city. They ain't even got no dress on. I know that's a miracle. Praise Yahweh. And stop the brothers from cursing and disrespecting my sisters, and then stop him from running from the devil and stand up and fight for Yahweh. I know I've done a miraculous work. Praise Yahweh. And then when I look at my brothers and sisters who have never been in business in their life, and then I take those who never dreamed about being in business, never dreamed about being a self-starter, didn't want to work for the white man or nobody else, he didn't want to work, period. Looking for a sister to take care of him. And I took these kind of brothers and gave them a city, and they're doing much business in Judah. I know a miracle is taking place. Praise Yahweh. Yahweh's doing a miraculous work among us. To take a absolutely nothing people, to take a male who is a child, still doing childish things, and take these overgrown males and make them put childish things down. Say, when I was a child, I did think as a child, but now I'm a man, I'm becoming a man, I'm learning how to think like a man. I know a miracle is taking place. Praise Yahweh. Taking brothers who couldn't manage themselves and with my great patience praise Yahweh, with my unusual patience, I'm taking brothers who never dreamed about managing a city, and I'm teaching them how to manage a temple and manage a city. Yahweh is God. We all may not know how it's being done, but we have to admit it's working. It's working. Praise Yahweh. Now let's turn to Psalms 133 and 1. Because we believe in this. Psalms 133 and 1. Read. See, with Yahweh, it doesn't do you any good to dwell in unity without Yahweh, because it won't last long without Yahweh. Now those who don't like unity in Yahweh, see, we got a thing for you. It's called put you out from among us. Now if you want to dwell together with us in unity, I'll let you stay in our midst. You will submit. You are going to submit to the order or not be in here. See how sweet it is? So if you don't like it, then you move on. Don't tell me nothing about you gave up your all for Yahweh and now you have nowhere to go. Well, that's the whole idea. You're not going to have nowhere to go no matter what, but hell, you better be glad you have a chance to straighten up on this side now. See, all you have to do is straighten up and submit. Otherwise, don't be telling me for no sympathy. Don't come to me for sympathy talking about, who knows where to go. Well, you should have thought of that when you decided to be unpleasant. Don't, see, you better read Ecclesiastes 5 and 3. 2. See, before you decide to violate Ecclesiastes 5 and 2, you read this, see? And rather than be rash with your mouth, bite your tongue till it bleeds. And then it'll swell up so bad you can't talk nothing unpleasant. By that time, your anger has passed. Isn't that sweet? Yeah, it's how to get along, see? Ecclesiastes 5 and 2. Read. Anybody need an interpreter for this? Is this a strange language? What I'm saying fits our whole nation, all 56 temples. It's all about learning how to rule, learning how to be in unity. If you don't like us, leave us alone. Isn't that simple? If you don't like us, why stay in among us? No, you can't do it, see? We will not allow you to stay with us, among us, creating disharmony. We are not like Negro organizations. Neither are we like religious organizations, which are desperate for members.
Thank you for listening to our international broadcast. And now some announcements by Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
I would like to once again thank you for listening. It is time for us to wake up nationwide. It is time for our people to come to Yahweh, return to Yahweh, and join the kingdom of Yahweh. For the end of this white man's world is at our very door. Come to Yahweh while you still have a chance. Run to Yahweh. Fly to Yahweh, for the kingdom of Yahweh is at hand. 2 Timothy 2:15 teaches us to study Yahweh Ben Yahweh, which means to research all the facts about Yahweh Ben Yahweh, seek to understand the nature of Yahweh Ben Yahweh, and then learn how to apply all this information to better our lives individually and our nation Israel as a whole. Also, study in 2 Timothy 2:15 means that we should show ourselves approved unto Yahweh, the mighty God, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So I invite you to study and do your research. Some of the books and aids that you need in studying Yahweh is the dictionary, encyclopedias, and also go to your libraries and research the word and the name Yahweh. I highly recommend the following books for you to read and study and do research in, and they are the original Black Bible, the King James Version, the way it looked before the white man changed it. Also, You Are Not a Nigger, Yahweh God of God. Also, Let My People Go. Also, the Hebrew Israelite Divine Dietary Law Book. Also, 100 Years of Lynching. And our many pieces of free literature and free catalogs. Now, I would like to make a very exciting announcement, an earth-shaking announcement. I have a brand new book that is going to shake the entire planet Earth up. All nations on the earth are going to be mourning over this book, titled Yahweh Judges America. Yes, my brand new book, Yahweh Judges America. Every family and all nations must have this book. Also, I would like for you to read The Mighty Black Man, which is highly symbolic with great information for us and our children. Wait, another announcement. I am releasing my second new book, which is for the entire family, titled Yahweh Ben Yahweh Mathematics, Designed to Rule Forever. In this country, we as a people have never been taught how to count. In my book, Yahweh Ben Yahweh Mathematics, Designed to Rule Forever, I show you as the nation of Israel how we will continue to be prosperous and the ways we will continue to have good success. And remember, it's designed to rule forever. Also, I would like to encourage you to listen daily to the cassette tape lessons. You may take me in the quiet study room or while you are lying down in your bed with the lights out. You can listen to your cassette lesson and let Yahweh Ben Yahweh bless your mind and bless your home. Also, you should be playing the music of Yahweh in your home and invite your friends to play the music of Yahweh in their homes, such as we have the world's best-selling underground albums on cassette tape, titled, for example, Let My People Go by Elder Gideon, and also on another album, Spread the News by Elder Yosef. These two great best-selling tapes you will enjoy highly, and they are musical tapes by Yahweh. Now available is Yahweh's demo tape, which are samples of each album cassette tape you should want to own in your home or play them in your cars. Every Hebrew Israelite should own and play Yahweh music. There are 7 tapes
you must have. 1. Songs of Zion. 2. Let My People Go. 3. Yahweh Our Messiah, all by Elder Gideon. 4. Spread the News by Elder Yosef. 5. Yahweh God of Gods by Josiah Ben. Plus 6. Summer Tour Part 1 and 7. Summer Tour Part 2. Also, I would like to invite all of you listening to this broadcast to help wake our people up. Spread the news about Yahweh and His Son, Yahweh ben Yahweh. Testify about Yahweh ben Yahweh. Go out and make 1,000 friends among our people. My dearly beloved brothers and sisters, I would like to invite you to write me. Write for more information about Yahweh and the greatest movement in the world today, the Kingdom of Yahweh. Whenever the elder is not answering you locally as you might desire, then feel free to write me here at headquarters in Miami for more information. You may feel free to write me personally anytime you choose here in Miami, Florida, 2766 Northwest 62nd Street, zip code 33147. We want you to know that we are now a worldwide movement in 15 countries. People all over the world, in the Caribbean islands, in the northern tip of South America, in Africa, Hawaii, Philippines, Korea. They are receiving our literature and reading about Yahweh and His Son, Yahweh ben Yahweh. And they are also accepting Yahweh as God. In America, we are in over 655 cities. And we have over 5 million people who are reading our free literature and our free newsletters every month all over America. Can you imagine 5 million so-called black people in America reading about Yahweh and His Son, Yahweh ben Yahweh, every month? This makes Yahweh and His Son, Yahweh ben Yahweh, the most powerful voice among our people here in the hells of North America. It is very important that you who accept Yahweh as your God and believe on the name Yahweh ben Yahweh, the Son of Yahweh, that you get your name entered into the Lamb's Book of Life. So you need to write me for a Lamb's letter. If you would like to have your original Hebrew name, and you are tired of going in the white man's name, you are tired of having a slave name after being free over 100 years, you are ashamed to have a slave name that your foreparents were forced to take during slavery, then write me for your Lamb's letter, and I will send it to you quickly by return mail. The scripture is Revelation chapter 20, verse 15. So return to Yahweh today. Join the greatest and fastest moving organization on the planet Earth, helping our people here in the land of North America. We, the so-called black people of America, are the ones standing in the greatest need and help. We need help more than anyone on earth. Lastly, I would like to invite you to send your tithes, your donations, and your offerings to headquarters. Send them directly here to headquarters in Miami, Florida, 2766 Northwest 62nd Street, zip code 33147. Send all your tithes, offerings, and donations to headquarters so that I will know what you are doing directly myself. Read Malachi chapters 3, verses 6 through 10, and govern your life accordingly. Once again, it is a pleasure talking to you, and I have truly enjoyed this session that we have had today. Call your friends and tell them about this wonderful, wonderful program, and come and be with us. We meet every night at our local YU in your city. YU means Yahweh University, where we offer the highest degrees known to man on the planet Earth. Come and join this 1 hour of letting me bring you a message directly from my Father Yahweh to you. And then you may study and learn of Yahweh ben Yahweh according to Matthew chapter 11, verse 29. You must take my yoke upon you and learn of me, and that will make you gods, according to Psalms 82, verse 6. And after class, fellowship. Get to know one another and love one another and have wonderful times together. Also, the most important thing you can do after this is remember the appointed feast in Miami where Yahweh chooses to place His name according to Deuteronomy chapter 16. You should not miss one feast. Make arrangements now. Start saving now. Make your plans now. Some of the other feasts and holidays that you should be aware of and keep are the Feast of Weeks on May 20th, 1986. Once again, that's the Feast of Weeks, May 20th, 1986. Then celebrate with me at home the memorial blowing of trumpets on September 8th, 1986 at sundown. In the future, I will make tapes available to you on these holidays so that you may enjoy them in your home. 10 days later, you must keep the Day of Atonement on September 17th at sundown. This day may be kept in the quietness of your home. You should fast and pray for 24 hours without food or water, asking Yahweh to forgive you of your many sins. Then on September 21st, beginning at sundown, I'll see you personally once again for the Feast of Tabernacles. That's September 21st through the 29th. Don't miss this exciting feast that Yahweh, our God, demands that we keep here at International Headquarters in Miami, Florida. It is His law that you meet me at the Feast of Tabernacles and not come empty-handed. Yahweh ben Yahweh's disciples and followers are saving a $360 gift for the feast. If you are unable to come, send it at that time. I will not be making a 1986 summer tour, so you must come to the feast. I want to see you personally and bless you and your family personally. I want to bless your home and bless you September 21st through the 29th. Always remember that Yahweh is God, and besides Yahweh there is no God. Now there's one more very important announcement I want to make because I love you. We have produced for you Yahweh kosher products. Yahweh kosher products means that there are no additives, no preservatives, no poison, nothing that will hurt you or harm you in any way. These products have been tested and tried and have been on the market for over 2 years. All over America, in every major city, people are familiar with Yahweh products, and they are Yahweh hair food, Yahweh shampoo, Yahweh conditioner, Yahweh's hand and body lotion, Yahweh's facial natural products, Yahweh soap carbolic, which helps to get rid of rashes and other skin problems and blemishes. Also, you may send for our free catalog describing these products and many, many others. So we are the ones who love you and care about you and are giving you products that are the best for you. So you may order these products. These are products that you can order only from headquarters. This is a mail order products only directly from headquarters. So if you would like to have the best products in the world for you and your family that will help you instead of hurting you, then you send for a Yahweh catalog and we will rush it to you by return mail. It seems that Yahweh is never finished with giving us excitement and new products and causing us to make new announcements. Once again, a new first. All over America, our women have requested famous natural oils, perfume scents. A world-famous example is Giorgio. We have what you want. Remember, we have what you want. This is our wonderful introductory offer. Giorgio, world famous. You will never beat our prices. Always remember that our motto is one God, one mind, one love, and one action. And above all, never forget that Yahweh loves you, and so do I. Shalom, shalom.